that picture that was on the introduction to this video is actually the first piece of fan art I have received, and it was drawn by Brendan's little brother. His name is Chris, and he's like, oh my gosh, he's just so funny and he's so smart, and we're basically the same exact person in two different bodies. But so he gave me this picture and it made me so happy, so I told him it'd be my new introduction to every video. So I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to Chris. So the first thing that you want to look for when you are choosing your materials is what type of needle to use, and they come in a bunch of different sizes. So this one is like kind of small, but then this one's like really big, so you can like see the difference. And the bigger the needle, the faster it'll take to make a scarf, but the smaller the needle, the closer, like tighter knit the scarf will be. So it's just a matter of preference. But they also come in like different like materials, I guess. Like this one's made out of bamboo, and this one's made out of plastic, and they also have some made out of aluminum. I think that's what it is. But it's all a matter of preference. Like I prefer the bamboo ones because I feel like they get like a better grip on the needle, and then like besides that, obviously you're gonna want to pick out yarn. Obviously. So casting on is like the term used for starting a scarf, and so the first thing you want to do is take the edge or the end of your yarn and put just a slip knot in it, and so you do that by creating a loop like that, and then putting the loop like over the string and pulling tight like that. And then you take your needle and just put it in the loop and pull the yarn that's attached to like the ball of yarn. So it's attached. And then you start making your stitches. So you take your yarn that's attached to the ball of yarn and put it around your fingers like this. So it looks like that, and you want to kind of hold on, and then you take your needle and grab the yarn that's like near your thumb, and then just slide it off your finger. That way you're making a stitch. So between your two fingers, and hold on these fingers, grab underneath the one near your thumb and pull it off to make a stitch. And you just keep doing that until you get as many stitches as you want. And normally you probably want between 11 and 25 stitches depending on how big your needles are and if your yarn is like really fluffy or if your yarn is really thin. Because if you have like fluffy yarn, you probably want less stitches. So you just keep doing that until you get as many as you want, and then you're ready to start. So the most basic type of stitch that you need to know to knit anything is called the knit stitch. And so here's one that I've been working on. So after you cast on, you just start doing this. So you have your needles, and you have all these like loops on one needle, and your other needle has like nothing on it. So you take your needle, the empty one, and put it in the loop, and you want to make sure the one without any stitches is on the back, in the back, so it'll look like this. And then you take your string that's attached to the ball of yarn and put it around the back one, the one that doesn't have anything on it, so it would look like this. so it's just around the back. And then after that, you want to take the back needle and pull it through so it still has this loop on it. And then you just pull it off of the old one. And then you just tighten it. So the stitch is now transferred onto this needle, and you just keep doing that. So put it in the loop, make sure it's in the back, wrap this around the back only, pull it through, so now it's only the new stitch, and pull the old one off and tighten. So I'm going to try to do this backwards now so you can see better what it looks like. So put it in the loop and make sure it's in the back. So the one that you're working with is in the back. And then take the yarn and wrap it around. Pull it through the old one, through the old one, and then slide it off. And tighten. So you just keep doing that, the knit stitch all the way down, and eventually all of your stitches will be transferred onto your new needle, and then you'll just switch hands and keep doing the knit stitch, and then it'll switch back and you'll just keep switching hands. So the last thing that you need to do to finish off your scarf is something called casting off. And I have actually never casted off a scarf because I've started 3, but I've never finished one. So I can't really show you because I don't have one that's ready to be cast off. But I will leave a link in the box below teaching you how to cast off. So I learned to knit actually a year ago today, because it was my 17th birthday and my friend got me knitting needles and a ball of yarn, and I just used like YouTube, and I know some people who knit who helped me, and that's just how I learned. So hopefully you'll take what I've taught you and knit a bunch of scarves and things to keep people warm. And I'll see you next Friday.